Hello, children, and welcome to another lesson and to another beautiful day. Auntie hopes that you are having a good and blessed new year and that you have started school and have started going to Sunday school and church, right? And have started this new year with a positive attitude, right? And closer to God, right? As we learned in the past lessons. And last week we saw Aunt Shalomi talking about how much work God has put into creating each and every one of you and how very important each and every one of you are in God's eyes, right? So today's lesson is about us being connected to creation, right? So children, before we start our lesson today, we will meditate on the lyrics or the words of this song and get into the mind of what our lesson is for today, where it is all about connecting with God's creation. Indescribable by Chris Tomlin. From the highest of heights to the depths of the sea, creations revealing your majesty. From the colors of fall to the fragrance of spring, every creature unique in the song that it sings, all exclaiming, indescribable, uncontainable, you place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. All powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim, you are amazing, God. Who has told every lightning bolt where it should go, or seen heavenly storehouses laden with snow? Who imagined the sun and gives source to its light, yet conceals it to bring us the coolness of night? None can fathom. Indescribable, uncontainable, you place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. All powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim, you are amazing, God. Incomparable, unchangeable, you see the depths of my heart and you love me the same. You are amazing, God. You are amazing, God. How many of you all know who created the world? Show of hands. Yes, all of us know. We've been going to Sunday school from our small days. We've heard maybe our parents read us the Bible stories or elder brothers and sisters read us the Bible stories so many times. We all know that God created the world. And before God created Adam and then Eve, right? What did God do before that, right? God took 6 days to make all of creation, including Adam and Eve. But in the 5 days before, what did he do? Right? You all know how God put into place everything that is needed for humans to live, right? He brought forth light, he separated the waters, he made the sky and the seas, he separated the waters, made space where there is land, where people can stand on, animals can stand on and live. He made plants to grow, right? He created fruit-bearing trees so that we had food to eat, right? That Adam and Eve had food to eat, right? And then all the animals came in, the animals, the mammals, the sea creatures, the birds, all of them were created. And then finally God created Adam and Eve, right? The humans, and placed them in a beautiful garden called Eden. And in this we see how much care God put in to creating the space in which humans were going to live in, right? God took time and made everything and made sure everything was there for when he would make Adam and Eve, right? So we see how important it was for God to make a good place for the people he was going to create later on, right? So we see in our memory verse for today that God is talking about how he made us and then he put us in charge of creation as well, to take care of it and to look after it. So let's have a look at our memory verse now. Our memory verse is taken from the book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 15. The Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to till it and keep it. Right, so we just saw a memory verse and we see how God put Adam in the garden to till it and keep it. To till means to work it so that it can produce fruit and vegetation, right? And to keep it, to look after it, to see that nothing harmful happens to it, right? When you are given something important and you're told to keep this, right? It is a responsibility that you are given, right? If it's something important, if it is a book that you have borrowed and you're getting it, you take it with a sense of responsibility. You can't let anything happen to it, you can't let anything spill on it, you have to see that the pages don't tear. So it's a sense of responsibility that you get when you are given and told, you keep this with you, or keep this, right? I'm giving this to you, right? So with that kind of responsibility, God has given Adam now the Garden of Eden to tend it. But it is also a call for all of us to take care of this created world that God has given each and every one of us. Now, let's have a look at how creation talks to us as well, right? In the Bible, it says that when we come out and we look at creation around us, creation speaks to us. Of course, they don't have mouths to open and say, God is great, God created us, God is so awesome. But when we look at how detailed everything is, how beautiful everything is, when you look at the stars in the sky at night and you think that God put each and every one of these stars in its place, right? Taking time, or beautiful sunset or a sunrise with the various colors, right? Usually when we are told to color a sky, we just take the blue crayon or blue paint and we color it and we're like, okay, this is the sky. But you've seen the sky during sunset, right? It is so colorful with orange and purples and pinks, and you think, wow, how amazing is that? And that is God, using his creativity and giving us a beautiful sunset to view every evening, right? So God is marvelous in how he has created creation, and it is our responsibility to be connected to this creation that God has given us and God has called us to take care of, right? So let's have a look at this psalm now and see what the psalmist David spoke about, how creation talks about their creator God. So the Bible passage Auntie was referring to is Psalm 19 verses 1 to 4. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech. They use no words. No sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. So we see how Psalm 19, 1 to 4 speaks about how creation talks about the glory of God and how God has created the heavens and the earth and put so much effort into it, right? And all of us, of course, called to care for it, like our memory verse in Genesis chapter 2 verse 15 says, right? We are to care for it. And of course, we know that there are lots of things that us humans do that harm nature, right? Especially we saw also in our own country with the landslides, right? How we have been devastating the earth and mining rocks and cutting down hills and making the land so unstable, right? By cutting down trees and roots being uprooted, the soil has become so loose that it can't hold itself up, right? And the amount of landslides that took place, the devastating landslides that happened, and even now at the warnings that take place, even when there is a slight rain, right, there is always a warning saying that these districts have got a landslide warning, and this is because of what we have done to the earth. So we need to be more responsible in how we care for our nature, for our environment, and the responsibility that God has given us, we need to look back at it and take it a bit more serious, right? So my challenge to you children, right, for this week, it is not a craft activity, but it is a challenge that I'm putting forward to you. Two challenges actually. Challenge number 1, spend more time in creation, right? If it is a garden you have, spend time in your garden. Maybe take up the hobby of planting or growing a small vegetable patch, or maybe spend time in the evenings and in the nights looking at the stars, right, admiring the creation. You can spend time with your parents in the garden, right? Spend time as a family time in the garden. Maybe your prayer time as a family could be in your veranda, out in the open, with the fresh breeze blowing around, right? spend time in creation, children, and see the beautiful nature that God has given us. When you look at a leaf, you see how at the back of it there is each vein, and how many parts the leaf is divided to, and how each part is important to that leaf, right? And a tree, how much it gives us, right? From its shade to the fruit it gives, to the leaves that can be used for certain things, right? For example, the coconut tree, it is used for so many things, right? And isn't that amazing? And those are the blessings that God has given us. So spend time outdoors, right? Run in the rain if you have to, with your parents' permission. Play in the rain a bit, experience it. These are small joys that we sometimes take for granted. Make toy paper boats, put them in puddles of water to see whose boat will either win the race, or look at how the boat floats in the water, right, children? Spend time in nature. Look at the birds, right? How beautiful each of them are, and how delicately God has created each of their feathers and put it onto them, right? The ocean with such a lot of creatures, right? The animals God has created, right? God has put a lot of care into this creation that He has made, because He wanted a beautiful place for us to live in, right? When you're expecting a guest to your house, right? Or if you know that somebody is coming to your house, what do you do? Or what do you see your parents do? They are cleaning up the place. If they are coming, if it's your cousins coming to stay over for the holiday, or your aunties and uncles, your parents might take one of the rooms and clean it out, right? Prepare the bed, add new bed sheets, see that the food is prepared, that if your cousins love a certain food, maybe your mother might even cook it for them, right? So there is a lot of care and dedication put even by us humans. So how much care and dedication has God put into His creation, which He created to sustain us, to hold us humans from the oxygen that we breathe, the air that we breathe. It is perfectly what is needed to sustain human life. So a lot of detail has been put into creation, and that is how much God cares for us. It is another way that we see God has cared for us. But it is also in our turn, in our hands, to look after creation. How do we dispose of our garbage? When we go on trips, do we finish the food and just toss it out of the car window or of the bus window? Do we collect our food, put it in a bag and bring it back with us? Or when we go to our destination, do we find the correct place and put the plastic into the plastic and the waste into the waste bins? These are small things, children, but it is a great impact that we will make for people who even see us and think, why are they doing it like that? They are not littering. It is difficult for them to collect this trash and take it back with them, but they are still doing it. Why? Because they want to make a difference and keep the nature clean, keep their country clean, right? So be an example to others. Show how you can spend more time in nature and how you can take care of nature. And my second challenge for you is to put into drawing something that you saw in nature. It could be a flower, a sunset, a trip that you went on, an animal you saw on safari, something that captured your mind where you thought, wow, how amazing is God that He created this flower, this plant, this animal, that He made this beautiful sunset, right? Put it into your drawing, right? And express yourself. It could be a way of thanking God for giving us this nature, for giving us this creation, for giving us this world, right, children? Spend some time expressing yourself and creatively putting into an art or a drawing or a craft work something that you saw that really touched your heart, which helped you express and even notice and experience the love and the concern that God has put into the creation that He made, right, children? And I know if some of you all don't have gardens and are living in flats or apartments, you all still do have those balconies and you can grow plants in your balcony. I'm pretty sure you can. Most of you all must be doing it already. It could be potted plants. It could be plants that are vegetation that can help you in the cooking, like a few simple vegetables, right? So don't be discouraged if you don't have a garden. You can always use a balcony to grow and make it beautiful and a small piece of nature in your very own balcony, right? Children, you know how important nature is. During the COVID time when we couldn't go outside, especially those of us who didn't have gardens or don't have gardens, you know how difficult it was to just stay in the house, locked in our rooms, not be able to go anywhere, not be able to visit any person, right? We want to go outside all the time. We want to spend time in creation. So I hope that you do, and then you'll be able to experience the love of God and the creation around you and see how it displays God's beautiful creativeness and the effort and the detail that God has put into creation, right? So children, enjoy yourselves, or maybe once a month you can go with your parents somewhere outdoors, right? It could be to the beach. If most of you are living in Colombo, could go to Golfe, spend some time in the beach. There is Vihara Mahadevi Park, right in the middle of Colombo. You can go there. In Kandy, there is Peradeniya Park. There are so many places that you can visit, children, that is outside and in nature, and where you can spend time as a family exploring God's creation. So I really do hope that you put effort into spending time with nature, and also put effort into caring and protecting nature. With that, let us come and bring our lesson for today to a close. I do hope that you learned something important today, and that it was a reminder for all of us to take care of our creation and to be connected to creation. Sani will say goodbye now, and I hope that you all have a beautiful week ahead, and I will see you at our next lesson. So till I see you next time, do take care of yourselves. God bless, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.